In the bustling streets of Texas, a compassionate group of individuals roams the neighborhoods, devoted to feeding and caring for the animals that survive on the streets. These animals, often lacking proper nourishment, medical care, and the love they deserve, face challenging lives. Yet the efforts of these dedicated people can dramatically alter the fate of a single animal, transforming their existence from one of hardship to one of hope and well-being. Among those deeply committed to animal welfare are individuals who devote their entire lives to helping these creatures. They establish and manage shelters, striving to provide care, comfort, and a chance at a better life for as many animals as possible. Unfortunately, due to limited resources, shelters sometimes face heartbreaking decisions. They may be forced to euthanize animals if they cannot accommodate everyone in need. Despite these challenges, the staff and volunteers work tirelessly, determined to offer every animal the best life possible. Some of these devoted individuals are actively involved in searching for lost or neglected animals, or intervening in dire situations to rescue those in need. It is within such a context that our story unfolds. One notable shelter in Texas is the Bark Animal Shelter, renowned for its tireless efforts to care for stray and abandoned animals. The shelter faces a constant struggle to manage the influx of animals, often constrained by limited funding and resources. They strive to take in as many animals as possible, but sometimes must make difficult decisions about which animals to prioritize based on their chances of adoption. Recently, Bark Animal Shelter received a call from concerned citizens about a large, elderly dog who was found wandering the streets. This dog appeared extremely thin and weak, and though he approached people eagerly for attention, he was at high risk of being hit by a car. Alarmed by the dog's plight, the shelter's team swiftly mobilized to locate him. The search for the dog was not straightforward. It took several days of persistent efforts before the team finally spotted him moving through the neighborhood. Rescuing animals, especially those that are lost or in poor condition, often involves significant effort and risk. Rescuers must gain the animal's trust, which can sometimes be achieved through food or treats, or by setting traps to safely capture the animal. Ensuring that neither the animal nor the rescuers are harmed during the process is paramount. However, this rescue was different from most. When the team arrived on the scene, the large brown and black dog approached them immediately, tail wagging and demeanor friendly. Unlike many rescues, where building trust takes time and patience, this dog displayed an eagerness to connect. He was thin and dirty, but his approach was warm and trusting. This marked a fortunate turn of events, simplifying the rescue process significantly. The team quickly transported the dog to the shelter, where he was given a much-needed bath to clean his fur and soothe his weary body. Following his bath, the shelter staff conducted a thorough health check. Despite his poor physical condition, the dog's sweet and gentle nature shone through. They speculated that he might have simply been lost and was now in need of a caring home. As the days went by, the shelter staff continued to care for the dog, who was affectionately named Max. They provided him with nourishing food, medical attention, and plenty of love. Max's transformation from a frail street dog to a healthy, happy companion was heartwarming. His initial joy at being rescued had blossomed into a more profound trust and affection for the people who cared for him. Max's story became a beacon of hope, not only for other animals in similar situations, but also for the community. The dedicated efforts of the Bark Animal Shelter and the compassionate individuals who had taken the time to report and rescue Max exemplified the profound impact that kindness and commitment can have. Through Max's rescue, the shelter highlighted the critical importance of continuing to support and fund animal welfare initiatives. It demonstrated that even though the challenges are significant, the rewards of saving a life and restoring hope are immeasurable. Max's journey from the streets to the shelter and eventually to a loving home stood as a testament to the transformative power of compassion and the difference one person or one shelter can make in an animal's life. At Bark Animal Shelter in Texas, the team was thrilled to discover that the large, elderly dog they had rescued was microchipped. The chip revealed his name, Bear, and confirmed he was 11 years old. As a senior dog, Bear faced a particularly challenging situation. The microchip also provided a contact number for his previous owner, but when they called, they learned the owner had passed away and the home was now occupied by new residents who had no connection to Bear. With no local relatives to take him in, Bear's future seemed uncertain. The shelter, though dedicated, often faced the tough reality of limited resources. They did their best to care for as many animals as possible, but sometimes, due to space and funding constraints, they were forced to make heartbreaking decisions. For senior dogs like Bear, the prospects of finding a new home were slim. The shelter had a policy of setting a deadline for dogs of certain ages, after which, if they were not adopted, they would be euthanized. Bear's time was running out, and everyone at the shelter could feel the weight of the situation. Bear's initial days at the shelter were marked by visible sadness. His pictures in his enclosure were heart-wrenching. He appeared forlorn, with a demeanor that spoke of both physical and emotional pain. Despite the staff's efforts to provide love and attention, their time with each dog was limited. Bear often lay in the corner of his cage, barely reacting to the visitors who came to the shelter. Each time someone came in search of a larger dog, Bear's age was often a deterrent. The reality of adopting an older dog is daunting for many potential pet owners. The thought of facing the grief of losing a beloved companion sooner rather than later can be overwhelming. Many people are also concerned about the potential health issues that may arise, despite the fact that young dogs can encounter just as many health problems. Adopting an older dog can indeed be rewarding, as they offer immense love and appreciation for a comfortable home in their twilight years. Despite the appeal of giving Bear a chance at a better life, he remained overlooked. Prospective adopters would see the sweet dog with sad eyes, but would often choose to meet younger animals instead. Bear's withdrawn behavior, lying quietly in his cage and only occasionally lifting his head for a scratch, didn't help his cause. As Bear's euthanasia deadline approached, his depression seemed to deepen. He showed little interest in food or interaction, and even the shelter staff's efforts to comfort him were met with minimal response. The shelter tried to make Bear's last days as pleasant as possible, increasing their efforts to find him a home, but the situation seemed bleak. Some volunteers even wondered if Bear might be suffering from undiagnosed pain or illness, despite his health checks being clear. The thought of euthanasia weighed heavily on everyone's hearts. Determined to give Bear a memorable final day, the shelter staff made special plans. They took him out to the yard, a rare opportunity for playtime that was often sacrificed due to their busy schedules. What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. As soon as Bear was outside, his demeanor changed dramatically. The sad, withdrawn dog transformed into a joyful, energetic companion. He walked on the leash with ease, played like a puppy, and even showed off tricks like giving his paw and fetching. The sight of Bear's exuberant playfulness brought tears to the eyes of everyone present. It was clear that all Bear needed was a bit of time and freedom to rediscover his spirit. With only an hour left before his scheduled euthanasia, the staff felt a surge of hope. Just then, the shelter's doors opened and a family walked in. They were looking specifically for an older dog and had heard about Bear's limited time. Seeing him so happy and playful, they were immediately drawn to him. The family made the decision on the spot. Bear would have a new home where he could spend his remaining days in comfort and love. Bear's story was a poignant reminder of the impact that compassion and perseverance can have. The shelter's efforts, combined with a serendipitous visit from a family searching for an older dog, ensured that Bear would not only avoid euthanasia, but also find a place where he was valued and cherished. In those final moments, Bear's life was transformed, illustrating that sometimes, even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope and kindness can lead to a happily ever after.